Going on, guys? We are talking The Walking Dead, and you know what? I wanted to talk about basically not a theory or just putting it out there honestly and see what you guys think. This question is directed towards you guys. Do you guys think Maggie can become the villain? As we know that Robert Kirkman said that the next villain would be a woman, and a lot of people are thinking Alpha. But then again, or the Whisperers, but then again, it could take that twist. Maggie could become the villain of this next sort of, civil war, whatever you want to call it. I mean, what can happen here? My thoughts. I mean, there's a lot of thoughts being raised, especially since this cover art of 146, and then you also have basically Maggie has her community and Rick has his community, and they killed Gregory. That's what a leader is supposed to do when somebody, she has to make those harsh decisions. And she said, you know what, Gregory, you tried to kill me. Enough's enough. You're going to be executed. And you're going to be made an example of. And then we also had Carl. You got to realize, I can see where Rick's coming from. This is Carl. This is Carl Grimes. You've been with this kid since almost the very beginning. You've known Rick for so long. This is pretty much, you guys are family. So it's like saying Sophia went and ran off. She would be just, no matter what, go after her own kid, right? So with Carl, I would think she would think of him as, this is my little nephew, or so to speak. I'm not going to let him die. So Rick's saying you only gave him 2 days. You only did so much. I kind of see it, but she didn't even go and negotiate with Alpha, even though she had so much things to deal with. But overall, I think Maggie was right in the situation. That's where I'm getting at. But if somebody wanted to argue for Rick, I could see that as well. Now, the relationship with Maggie and Rick is already hitting kind of a sour patch. Sour patch. With Rick even just accusing of that, just not giving him, not going out and trying hard enough to find Carl. And then also, Rick kept Negan alive. I mean, he said he would kill Negan to Maggie's face, and Maggie wanted it, but he kept Negan alive. I mean, so there's definitely between the two, there's definitely different insights. They definitely would lead. If it was Maggie, I think Maggie would definitely kill Negan, especially with Glenn's death as it was. So it just hits you right there. Where like these two, I could see it. If Robert Kirkman wanted to really, have these paths really collide into a really just a destructive direction, it could happen, because especially with Maggie's punch to Rick, do I say it's gonna happen? I don't think so. I think there might be like some conflict, but to have a full-out war, to have these two characters who have been with each other for such a long time go at each other, but I am saying it could happen. Now, as Maggie as a villain, would I love to see the transformation of Maggie, full out being a villain, being able to go out and a villain. She wouldn't even be considered really a villain, honestly. I think there would be so many things going on. She would be considered just, somebody who disagrees with Rick, and these two just going to have to fight it out. But honestly, would she be able to kill Rick? And that's the question. Like, would she kill Rick? And that would be a crazy thing if she does. I mean, if Maggie were to become a villain, she would have to be power hungry. Now, is she becoming power hungry? Is she becoming a little bit, she's taking this leadership role to a whole new level? Who knows? It might be in these next chapters. She's really, I think we saw the attitude with her coming into the carnival, the festivities and stuff, coming in, and she wasn't as worried. She definitely wasn't worried about Carl, and I want to be worried about Carl, honestly. But there's a lot of things that just, it's just a lot of things that you could think of and really say when it becomes Rick versus Maggie. It definitely, and seeing her become a villain would just be an interesting little twist, as her being or not necessarily a villain, but going to war with Rick. That would be crazy. I can't really see it, but it is a possibility. Now Maggie also, she's not a bloodthirsty tyrant. She's not Negan. where you either obey her or you're dead or whatever. She's not the governor. She is a lot like Rick. She thinks a lot like Rick. She's definitely somebody who says, if we can't work together, this shit is not going to work. She does not want to kill anybody. So just having Maggie versus Rick would be just, what would it be there? It would have to do with that 146 cover, if anything to do with it, that maybe Negan gets out or something like that. Who knows? But a full-on blown war and, Maggie killing Rick, that would be just insane. That'd be crazy. I would like to see it. It's so hard because, Maggie, we've seen Maggie throughout this comic book, and even a TV show if you want to go, but we're talking about comic book. We've seen Maggie throughout, her love for Glenn, her love for basically the group, her hatred towards Rick when he didn't do shit when Glenn died. Maybe she still harnesses that hatred, but honestly, that's really my question. Do you think Maggie could become a villainess? Do you think, how would it become like that? I think it could, if it falls on Negan or it falls on basically just different parties thinking different ways, or maybe the Whispers have a hand to play with these two going at each other. Who knows? But Maggie becoming a villain, I can't really see it, but it could happen. And I'm just interested in what you guys think. Like, I just want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this could happen? If this were to happen, would you like it or not like it? I would embrace it. It would definitely be a huge kind of like crazy thing to do for this character. Like, you don't see it anywhere throughout the Walking Dead comic book at all. You see her basically, I think the one moment I saw it was when she really hated Rick, where he didn't do shit, but even then she calmed down and she knows how much Rick loves Glenn. So I just and then she has changed over the course as being a leader, but I just really can't see it. But if this were to happen, and I don't want to say she'd become a villain, but necessarily go against Rick, there's little hints here, but it just would be a little bit weird. So really, it's not really if Maggie's becoming a villain. It's really if Maggie going to go against Rick. Is it Maggie versus Rick? Who knows? I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you guys like this idea that Maggie going against Rick, that it should happen, it shouldn't happen, makes no sense? Want to know. I just want to know. I want to know you guys' input. So peas. Dude, what the fuck is going on with me talking today? Man, maybe I took a nap. So please comment below, and I want to hear your thoughts on this Maggie versus Rick situation. If it were to occur, if it's happening, if we're going down that path, I want to hear what you guys got to say. And if you like this video, please push the like button, and please, guys, more Walking Dead videos on the way. So please subscribe, and especially Fear the Walking Dead's coming. I'm hearing in August, so that's happening. Maybe I gotta do more homework on that. So thank you guys for listening, and until next time, till another video of The Walking Dead.